Hi, I'm Dawn Kaler, and I'm going to be presenting how to complete the unit question bubble map. First of all, you want students thinking about the unit question. You should have your students for possibly a minute to 3 minutes thinking about that essential question, or what we call the unit question, and creating questions to help to answer that big unit question. Students should write down those questions on a sheet of paper. When they've all had time to do this, then in their teams that they're going to be working on for the unit challenge, they should be doing what's called a write round robin, where each person in the group will share what questions they wrote. The rest of the group will either listen to the questions and take note to which ones they like the best, or they will write each other's questions down. That most likely should be a teacher decision if they should write all the questions down or just listen. Then the group should come together and decide on all the questions what 3 questions they feel are the best ones and that they want to put into a classroom bubble map. Here's an example of a bubble map that I have done for an essential question on biomedical sciences with students before. And what happens is that, first of all, you need to make a class bubble map. So students will have the essential question in the middle, as will the teacher, on either a whiteboard or butcher block paper. And then go from group to group to group and have them add either all their questions or one question at a time. All the kids should be listening as you go through this so there aren't duplication of questions, so they can narrow down which ones are the best questions for their class bubble map. When I've done this in the past, I usually end up with about 9 to 10 questions per class. Your bubble map won't look like the one on the screen right away. This is from a student journal, and this was at the one that we did as a class that they had decided, and she took it home and decided this is how she was going to theme hers. And really it helps the kids to think more about those questions and to keep them in mind. So now here is another one that a student had made, and you can see this one, the supporting questions have answers that they wrote to them. So what you should do after the class has created their bubble map, students should write their own bubble map in their journal and answer the questions as best they can. And if they can't answer a question, it's okay to leave it blank. But they need to know that maybe as time goes on, they'll find that maybe they don't need that question to be able to answer the unit question, or maybe they need more questions, so they're going to add more. Also, as they go through, they may find that some of the answers that they thought were answers maybe are not correct, or maybe they're now more advanced answers that they are able to comprehend and to put in there. So on this page, you'll start to see changes being made, maybe cross-outs, maybe additions to answers. What I have in front of me is the classroom essential question for 8.6 natural hazards. And I have the unit question right here. How can science and engineering help protect communities from natural hazards? And this is where students would then add their supporting questions. And maybe one of the questions that they would add is, what is a natural hazard in my community? maybe they're going to add a circle around that. And they should make a line of connection to the unit question. Maybe another one is, what protections does my community already have in place? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. For natural hazards. And again, maybe they're just going to circle that. And they would fill both sheets up with the class questions that they have. And then give kids a few minutes afterwards to answer what they think those natural hazards might be. So for instance, I might think here that a blizzard. Maybe flooding. Also down here, what protections does my community have in place? Maybe as a student, I really don't know what those protections are. So it's okay to leave that blank. And then throughout the unit, as you go through, direct students back to this page and have them either change answers or add to their answers. And maybe possibly they're going to even need to change questions or add questions, so that they are able to answer the big unit question that's here in the middle eventually. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for your time.